long time no see, everybody. Here's my 2017 full TND Duramax. It's definitely missing a part or two here and there. Engine compartment feels pretty empty, but hey, if you know, you know. I've been extremely busy with work, with coming out with parts for these cars, and I have a lot of good news for the G80 M3s and F90 M5s and such. But right now I want to do a quick review on the severe duty steering kit from PPE that I got installed on my truck about a month and a half ago. Unfortunately, I lost a ton of files that I had. It was straight up step-by-step video, but I'll try to get this step-by-step in this video as best as I can. And I still got all the videos got deleted, but I still got all the pictures from the install. So what I got, I'm gonna get under the truck. I gotta kind of set up right here. Oh man, I'm too old for this. Okay, so we got a PPE full larger diameter forged steering linkage. I got the PPE pitman arm, as well as I got a PPE idler arm, and I also added a PPE idler assembly, but it doesn't come as a part of the kit, but just a little more money, and you get a full setup. And this is the PPE tie rods that are forged at stage 3. Stage 3 doesn't mean there's stage 1, stage 2. It means it's a third revision. So these are super robust compared to factory parts. And let me get the light straight, and I will show you a few more things here. Okay, so I'm back on the other side. This full linkage kit with tie rods and all that PPE makes, man, it's insanely robust. I just want to give a quick review, and then I'm gonna go as far as the step-by-step on the install, how I remember it, and I hope it's gonna help anybody. And I'm gonna do my best if you got any questions, just definitely ask me on YouTube, and I will do my best to answer. But here are the full setup. So these bolts, I think they are like 7/8. These are huge bolts, and the design itself is so simple and so solid and so robust. I mean, it is just simpler than stock. You will see that in the pictures. It is much more robust, much more heavy duty than stock. It's just crazy. And now I've been driving my truck for about 2 months now, and the truck is just insanely square. I mean, you don't need, and the best part when you get this kit is you don't need the piece kit that goes here on the factory or on the other assemblies. So you save literally 260 bucks there. You don't need a steering stabilizer. Even though I run 35-inch tires, I am pretty much, I don't feel any vibration. The steering is super solid, man. This thing is, yeah, it's no joke. So let me show you. I'm gonna get out there, and I'm gonna show you a couple more. Okay, I would say the worst part of the job was this pitman arm right there. So what you ideally, when you start this job, what you're gonna do is you're gonna get this sway bar completely out the way. I mean, just unbolt the linkages, a couple tins here, just get it out of the way, and you ain't gonna need it for a minute. So then you're gonna undo the tie rods, and I had my truck sitting on the wheel, so I was just using the open end wrench and just undid the factory tie rods, loosened that. Then what I done next is I undone the factory the idler assembly bolt here, and then I went to the Harbor Freight because I didn't have proper tools, and I got a kit like it's a clamp-on kit. I will try to attach it in the description of the video. It just pretty much presses off this steering linkage from the stud right there, and I've done the same thing here. So once the tie rods are loosened, just get the linkage completely off. Then you're gonna get the idler assembly off. You're gonna get those couple, I think there are they're either 19s or 21s. I think it's 19s this side, and 21s gonna be in the back there. There's 2 bolts. Yeah, so you undo those, and I kind of used the pry bar and just slid the assembly out, and you just move the hose out the way. Okay, and this will clear that. And I'll on to the worst part of the job. So what I done is I kind of tricked the setup. So with it, imagine this sway bar is out the way. I use the I'm gonna attach it in the pictures as well as the part number for the ball joint separator. And now what I done is I shortened the ball joint separator. I will, like I say, the picture is gonna be attached, and I slid it. What you don't want to do is you don't want to damage this rubber boot. So I slid it under there, and I slid it. I loosened the nut as far as I could go, so there is a gap between the nut and the actual arm, and I pretty much start compressing it. And it takes a minute. It took me about 20 minutes to get it all done, and just keep compressing, and it will pop this Pitman arm off. Now the main issue would be when you think it's gonna come off, it would not come off. You just gotta keep going and keep pressing it off. It's one way to go about it. Now once it pops, and it will pop, it just have faith. It sucks, it straight up sucks right there, but it will come off. I mean, it's stressful. Just keep your eyes out the way, and obviously I'm not a professional mechanic, so just, you know, I just get lucky sometimes, like I always say. So once this pops, and it will pop, you're gonna probably bend the bolt in that bolt joint puller like I did, but it's gonna come off. So once it pops, that nut and the arm would not clear the frame, this brace here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna completely remove this nut. Hold on, I mean this bolt. Plug right there. So you need to get these 3 bolts. So you're gonna completely remove this one. I think you're gonna need to remove this one, and you need to just really loosen this one, and you will pivot the steering gear assembly up to clear for this one, and it's gonna go up and it's gonna clear, and you just remove it, and then you're gonna install the new one. And to install the new one, once again, we're gonna imagine this is not here like it is actually right now. So let me I'm gonna change. Okay, I'm back here. So what you're gonna do is I ended up going to the Harbor Freight to get the biggest crescent wrench that they have, and this bumper skirt with a steel plate. It was kind of in the way, but I was able to make it work. So pretty much you throw some red Loctite. I mean, I put it both on the nut and on the stud, and you just keep tightening it, and with it. In my case, it got flush with the steering gear stud right there. So that's pretty much as far as it could go with this thing. I would double check at some point, but I think I'm good where it's at. Now on to the key install part. It's gonna be pretty important. When you're installing this assembly, I would recommend not installing the tie rod ends. All you do is pretty much, well, you kind of screw in the tie rods, use the red Loctite on the inner tie rod where it goes into the linkage, and it got specific, you will see right here, it got specific like keeper nuts right here, and I just installed one. I lost one, just installed it. I got red Loctite on them, so it keeps the tie rod it keeps the load on the rubber bushing that's inside. It's like a neoprene, I think, bushing. So these tie rods are pretty much lifetime tie rods. So what happens is, as long as you keep up with your grease in them, you know, service it maybe every oil change, maybe one pump, or what also helps is just squeeze it a little bit, get the grease moving in there. So anyway, so with this tie rod, what you do is you install the linkage, you slide the linkage past the control arms in there. Do not attach the tie rod here. And then carefully try to work it on both of these factory studs. You're gonna slide the 7/8 stud through the steering linkage, and you just try to work it on there. And it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough because of the angles and all, but you're gonna get it. It's not that bad. If I can do it, you can do it. So yes, you get this on, you got the linkage on. As long as you can start this nut, you know, get you a couple threads in there. That's all that's needed, and just, you know, run the socket on them. So I was talking about the tie rods, and let me tell you right quick. Okay, so speaking of the tie rods, so this is the Stage 3 force. It's a super robust, super heavy duty tie rods. What happens with a tie rod is typically if your truck goes through severe duty, like a lot of gravel roads or whatnot, you know, just some major heavy duty loads, eventually at some point there is a neoprene grommet that's gonna wear out a little bit because of constant directional stress onto it. So what you can do is you can actually adjust the load. So there is gonna be an Allen screw right here and the Allen screw that I showed you just a minute ago. So you can actually loosen those screws, the set screws, and you can turn this piece to load it. It got a thread on it. Just change the load. You don't need to move it much, just maybe like not even a quarter turn, and you can lock it again. They're gonna put the fresh pressure onto that neoprene washer that's inside the tie rod. But eventually, if it wears out, you can easily replace it. It's just, just take it apart right there, and you just change it. I think it's like just a few bucks, and you get a fresh tie rod set. That's pretty much it on the tie rod. I want to say I am super impressed with the quality. I run a lot of things on PPE. I run the transmission pan, as you see right there, and I run PPE manifolds and pipes, and I also have this, the full steering linkage deal right there. And what else do I have from PPE? I run a lot of PPE stuff on my LBZ Duramax as well. I'm super impressed how heavy duty and simple things are with it, and I do believe that that's the way they should be on a diesel truck. It should be efficient, simple, and super heavy duty. So this is pretty much onto the install, and in the end, you just gonna throw the tie rods into the spindle and throw the nut in. Make sure you use a red Loctite there as well, and you are basically set up. I mean, you just throw this sway bar back in position, and of course tighten those bolts in the steering gear, and you should be good to go. Yes. What else? So I'm gonna attach all the tools that I use. I'm gonna throw some links in the description to the video, and otherwise you just you are ready to go. What I was gonna say is this truck it never felt this good with the in terms of steering. I drove several of my friends' trucks. One of them has just a stock setup steering, but everything is, he has a Bilstein steering stabilizer, and it's nice. That my other friend has an aftermarket tie rod that's also similar to this, and he's got a piece kit, and it just still feels a little wobbly. This thing there, you just drive this truck, and man, it's a real deal. I'm very impressed with it. I can strongly recommend this. Super badass, super nice stuff. Yes. I put some NLGI 2 grease in it by Redline, and this thing is, I'm gonna probably add a squeeze in there, maybe next oil change, but everything is super nice, and it's been a while since I ran those. And I took a trip to Florida, I took a trip to Texas, and I went to Mississippi several times. It's southern truck. Knock on wood, it's pretty dry on the bottom. I don't see any leaks. I might add a PPE oil pan right there, but it's gonna be a few minutes till I get to it. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I am super impressed. I'm super happy with this. I was gonna go with a different brand, but different brand was on back order, and PPE pretty much shipped it to my door. I had it in 5 days at my door. So yes, PPE severe duty steering kit. Yeah, it's straight up badass. Love it. So I'm gonna add some pictures in the end with this. Oh, also I was gonna mention there's those skid plates of Amazon. Man, this is super badass. I think they're like knockoff Rough Country, but like 1/2 or like 1/3 the price, and I'm super happy with them. Direct fit, super easy, super nice. Yes, and here's a few more things. Yes. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention also the idler assembly. It is service free, but unless you are like get your truck in the water often and it gets submerged in the water, or you go through mud, or do some severe extreme driving, you can squeeze some grease in there, but it's not necessary. But it comes with this the greaser. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So I went ahead and put this a small comparison diagram from the stock and the PPE tie rod. That's the bushing I was talking about in my video, and that's the one that can be replaced. But pretty much ideally what you want to do is you want to loosen those keeper nuts if you experience any wear or any slack in there. I don't think you really will, unless you, I guess, do something crazy with your truck. But you loosen these two set screws, and you pretty much screw this one in just a little bit. You don't need to screw it in much, and then set them back in again with a red Loctite. And what it does is it pretty much tightens the assembly together with this on top of this bushing, and that's it. Otherwise you're pretty much good to go. Everything else is I mean, they are, yeah, this stock tie rods, they're pretty much a joke. But yeah, that's it. I just want to be able to show you the way this is set up.